The phone buzzed on the passenger seat, its screen glowing with a text that sliced through the quiet hum of my car's engine. Meet me at the Grand Meridian Hotel. Room 412. We need to talk. My wife's name, Claire, blinked above the message. No, I love you. No explanation. Just a cold directive that made my chest tighten. It was 9:17 p.m., and I was supposed to be at home, unwinding after a brutal day at the office. Instead, I was parked outside a hotel I'd never stepped foot in, my pulse hammering as I stared at the glass doors reflecting the city's neon haze. Claire hadn't mentioned a hotel. She'd told me she was grabbing drinks with her old college friend Megan, who was in town for the weekend. Just catching up, she'd said that morning, her voice light, her hazel eyes avoiding mine as she fiddled with her coffee mug. I'd nodded, ignoring the faint unease curling in my gut. After 12 years of marriage, you learn to brush off small doubts, to trust the rhythm of a life built together. But that text, sent to me by mistake, I was sure, cracked that trust like a fault line. I gripped the steering wheel, my knuckles paling. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe Megan was in trouble, and Claire was helping her. Or maybe it was a surprise, some romantic gesture to pull us out of the monotony that had crept into our marriage. But the word friend in her text gnawed at me. It wasn't Megan's name. It was vague, deliberate. My mind spiraled, conjuring images I didn't want to see. The hotel lobby was all marble and dim lighting, the kind of place that screamed discreet luxury. The clerk, a young guy with a practiced smile, barely glanced at me as I muttered something about meeting my wife. The elevator ride to the 4th floor felt eternal, the soft ding at each level mocking my dread. Room 412 was at the end of a hushed corridor, the carpet muffling my steps. I stood there, my hand hovering over the door, heart thudding so loud I was sure it would give me away. Then I heard it, a low laugh, unmistakably Claire's, followed by a deeper voice, male, murmuring something I couldn't make out. The world tilted. I knocked, sharp and loud, before I could talk myself out of it. The voices inside stopped. Footsteps approached, and the door swung open. Claire stood there, her hair loose, her blouse slightly untucked. Her face drained of color when she saw me, her lips parting but no words coming out. Behind her, a man I didn't know leaned against the dresser, a glass of wine in his hand. He was tall, maybe mid-40s, with the easy confidence of someone who knew he belonged wherever he was. Tom. Claire's voice cracked. What are you doing here? I got your text, I said, holding up my phone, my voice steady despite the storm inside me. Room 412. You wanted to talk. Her eyes flicked to the phone, then back to me, panic flashing across her face. That wasn't. I didn't mean to send that to you. The man cleared his throat, setting his glass down. Maybe I should go, he said, his tone too calm. Like this was just a minor inconvenience. Who the hell are you? I snapped, stepping into the room. The air smelled of her perfume and something sharper, whiskey maybe. The bed was untouched, but a bottle of wine and 2 glasses sat on the nightstand, a silent accusation. Tom, please, Claire said, grabbing my arm. Her touch, once so familiar, felt foreign now. This isn't what it looks like. Then what is it? I pulled away, my voice rising. Because it looks like you're in a hotel room with some guy I've never seen, lying to me about where you were tonight. She glanced at the man, who gave her a small nod, like they'd rehearsed this. This is David, she said, her voice trembling. He's a colleague. We were just discussing a project. A project? I repeated, the word tasting bitter. At 9 at night. In a hotel room. With wine. David stepped forward, offering his hand like we were at a networking event. I'm with the firm's Chicago branch. Claire and I have been working on a merger. It's sensitive, so we needed privacy. I ignored his hand, my eyes locked on Claire. You told me you were with Megan. She flinched, her hands twisting together. I didn't want you to worry. You've been so stressed with work, and I thought. Stop. I cut her off, my voice low but shaking. Don't lie to me. Not now. The room felt too small, the walls closing in. I wanted to believe her, to cling to the life we'd built. The late-night talks, the way she'd curl into me during thunderstorms, the dreams we'd whispered about starting a family. But the truth was in her eyes, in the way she couldn't hold my gaze. Claire, I said, softer now, pleading. Just tell me what's going on. She sank onto the edge of the bed, covering her face with her hands. For a moment, the only sound was the faint hum of the air conditioning. Then she looked up, her eyes glistening. I didn't mean for this to happen, she whispered. David and I, it started as nothing. Just work. But then we started talking, really talking, and I felt seen. Like I mattered again. Her words hit like a punch, stealing my breath. You didn't feel that with me? She shook her head, tears spilling over. You're always working, Tom. Or distracted. We don't talk anymore, not like we used to. I was lonely, and David was there. David shifted, looking uncomfortable for the first time. I wanted to hate him, to slam him against the wall and demand he stay away from my wife. But the real pain was her confession, the truth that I'd failed her without even realizing it. So what was the plan? I asked, my voice hollow. Keep this going behind my back? Or were you going to leave me for him? No, she said quickly, standing and reaching for me. I was going to end it. Tonight. That's why I asked him here. To tell him it was over. David raised an eyebrow, clearly hearing this for the first time. That's news to me, he said, his voice dry. Claire shot him a look desperate. David, don't. Don't what? He said, crossing his arms. You've been stringing me along for months, Claire. You can't just rewrite the story now. The room spun. Months. Not a one-time mistake, not a fleeting lapse. Months of lies, of her slipping away while I thought we were just in a rough patch. I backed toward the door, my chest so tight I could barely breathe. Tom, please, Claire sobbed, following me. I love you. I messed up, but we can fix this. I'll do anything. I looked at her, the woman I'd vowed to spend my life with, and saw a stranger. The trust we'd built over years was shattered, scattered like glass at my feet. I don't know if we can, I said, my voice breaking. I don't even know who you are anymore. I turned and walked out, her cries echoing behind me. The elevator ride down was a blur, my mind replaying every moment. Her laugh, her lies, the way David's presence had tainted everything. Outside, the night air was cool, but it did nothing to ease the fire in my chest. I drove aimlessly, the city lights streaking past. My phone buzzed with her calls, her texts, but I couldn't face them. Not yet. I thought about the life we'd planned, the house we'd bought, the dreams we'd shared. Could I forgive her? Could I rebuild what she'd broken? Or was this the end? The moment our story fractured beyond repair? I pulled over near a quiet park, the same one where we'd had our first date. I sat on a bench, staring at the stars, my heart a battlefield of love and betrayal. Claire's excuse, that she'd felt unseen, haunted me. Had I been blind to her pain? Or was her choice a betrayal too deep to mend? As dawn crept over the horizon, painting the sky in soft pinks, I made no decision. The pain was too raw, the wound too fresh. But one truth settled in my bones. Whatever came next, I'd face it with open eyes. No more illusions. No more trust handed out blindly. The man who'd walked into that hotel room was gone. And whoever emerged from this heartbreak would be someone new.